Stephanie, and these are my two adorable and handsome sons. And that is my ex-husband, attorney Dennis Spurling. He practices personal injury law and will be more than happy to help you with claims arising from automobile accidents. He doesn't get paid unless you get paid. And as we first wives know, the more our ex-husbands get paid, the more we get paid. So let me help him help you. Call Mr. Spurling at 713-229-0770.
Call my daddy. Hi, my name is Dennis Spurling. I'm not a lawyer, but my daddy is. Yeah, if you've been hurt in a car accident, call my daddy. No need to scream and yell like a little kid. Yeah, no yelling. My daddy will fight for your rights. Yeah, fight for your rights. If you've been involved in a car accident, call my daddy, attorney Dennis Spurling.
Hello, I'm attorney Dennis Spurling. If you've been injured in a car wreck, call me at 713-229-0770.
Call my daddy.
Dramatization.
Bad drivers cause car wrecks. Not paying attention to the road, operating electronic devices, and drinking while driving can lead to serious injuries. If you've been the victim of a bad driver, a trial lawyer may be able to help you recover money to pay your medical bills, reimburse you for lost wages, and compensate you for the pain caused by your injuries.
If you, your friends, or family have been injured in a car wreck, contact me, attorney Dennis Spurling, toll free, 866-529-2444. I'm here to help.
Me say me under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus cover me under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus, you can cover me under the blood. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood that Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me, I go break up, put the blood on me face just like a makeup. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood that Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me heart break up, put the blood on me face just like a makeup. Under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. Jesus, you will cover me. Say under the blood, under the blood, Jesus, you will cover me. Jump on this. Listen. Christian a fight some things with them not see. Stronghold demons and principality. Remember they are the temple. Keep it holy, sanctify, justify, give God the glory. Fighting against three terrible enemy. The world, Satan and myself against me. What the anointing pour it on me and make me trample the devil on it. Say under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. No! You want to hear it? Drum and bass. Drum and bass, listen. Christian a fight some, play low, let them hear me. Listen. The physical man can't fight no demon. Fasting and prayer fi build up the inner one. Well anointed convert the sinner man. Bind the demon, rip up Satan. How you pollute the land with
Y'all see me smiling already, boy. This is gonna be a good one tonight. I had to start off and make sure the blood of Jesus was in the sanctuary. Praise God. Big shout out to Dusty Nuts, Simple Shit TV, Mr. 43TX. Who else we got up in here? Broken Blade. He said, Book of Truth 8 and 10, and their wanton festivities, she heathen. Hope to keep hidden, but lo, the glass eye sees all. And the interwebs does not forget. Behold, their delayance on full display in the resolution of 4K. Praise God. Shout out to brother Broken Blade for that message. We thank you. Deacon Dusty Nuts, Book of Orgies 6 and 9. One noble poet laureate, Lucas, the Walker of Skies, provided a testimony of this debauchery in the following stanzas with a chorus of approving men to these enchantresses. Hey, we want some say. Shout out to Deacon Dusty Nuts. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gonna be too much. Praise God. Praise God. I had to put the matter of fact, let me get some church music playing in the background. Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We're going to have to get that praying in the back. My man, Reg Turner said, man, the title got me in tears, bro. Woo, this is terrible in so many good and bad ways. And, you know I'm going to have a different take on it because, again, my concern is black men. And so in this regard, you guys will see where I'm going with it. But Deacon Dusty Nuts says he got to clean the video with the blood before he starts. Lord knows it's about to be dirty. It is. It's about to be real dirty. Dirty. My man, Mr. 43TX 1999. Shout out to you for the super chat. Man, look, fellas, let's just go ahead and get this cracking. I don't know what to say, praise God. I don't know what to say. I've been contemplating, should I say, this message. I just didn't want to just come up out here and put pornography out here for y'all to see, but for those of you guys who've been hiding away from these YouTube streets for the past week or so, the international streaming service Hulu has decided that what they're going to do is they're going to put together a documentary, not a movie, a documentary. And there are different rules related to documentaries. You know, if you get a documentary out of Africa, you can put titties on there and all kind of shit. So it doesn't have those sort of ratings. Let's just go ahead and, man, this is something. Go ahead and put it up for you all to see. It's basically this is a police officer right here. And this is down in Atlanta. I'm going to try to hide the lady's face. Jesus H. Christ. Freaknik, Atlanta, 1994. That is a whole police officer right there with another police officer in the front seat. And that little thumbs up sign, that is all of that young lady's wears and tears being bust apart with the thumbs of of one of Atlanta's finest. And you have some young men looking on. Praise God. And they're here at the bottom. Somebody is saying, can you delete this, please? It's my mom. You hear me? Praise Moses. Praise Moses. Praise. Let me just tell y'all, I never went to Freaknik. I was involved in the conscious community back then. I was a member of the Nation of Islam Student Association. I would hang out with the 5%ers. This is just not something that I knew it was nasty back then. And I was in college down in Grambling State University through all those years. So I could have very well gone, but this is just not some filthy shit I want to be participating in. I knew this shit was nasty back then. So that's how I'm gonna put it off top. So I have all the right to roast these hoes. But nevertheless, Jay Bubba said these granny hoes now want a good man that built himself up and think we will take them after what we've seen them busting it open at Freaknik. The she heathen can go back to Pookie and Ray Ray. Damian Varick said, heard the show yesterday. You were dropping bars of Blizzard King rules. Shout out to everybody, man. I ain't give a proper shout out to all the ice lords up in here, man. We doing it big. We appreciate it. This is straight up debauchery. This, I want you guys to understand. So shout out to my man Morris Harris. The reason why Generation X is one of the most least married group of men in America is because not only did we have the music, but we also had these hoes on display. We knew they was hoes back then. That's why we ain't want to marry them. That's why the brothers is walking around to the tune of 51% of us aren't married and don't have children. Or we're marrying women from overseas, or we're marrying women who are much younger than us. Because these group of bitches are hoes. All right, excuse the language. My man Arrowhead said the book of hymns 3 and 322. Before his departure, the prophet told the she-heathens, be absent is be absent. My absence is amount to all your sins. Praise God. Praise the Lord. Yeah, we need to definitely lay hands on this shit. So you got women, and here's some, and so I want to just hit y'all with this off top, because this is what's coming. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and put this out here for you so y'all can see. You literally got women who are trying to sue the producers and the people who are doing this documentary. Prominent black professionals sue Hulu over 1994 Freaknik documentary release. We'll talk about that later. You got this shit excuse me, my language to curse. This is profane. I mean, look. So she said, if you 100% know your mother ain't on the Freaknik documentary, say yo. And then some chick down here responded, if your daddy wasn't one of the men touching women without consent, okay, say yo. So now look what we get. So there, you already see it being flipped, and they trying to blame men. Okay, you got these women over. I mean, it's just going down, baby. It's just going all the way down. You got it Hulu, new Freaknik doc, freak out older generation, and said, yeah, Generation X. I know why. Okay, because I was there and we saw what you remember. Gen X men, remember, we were scrubs. Remember that? We were scrubs, don't want no scrubs, blah, blah, blah. They was chasing D-boys and ball players, mostly guys who were older. And they was turning that box over to anybody who wanted it. So it's a lot going on here. It was bound to happen. It was a whole lot of debauchery. And the one thing this is going to do is it's going to explain why Generation X men are the way they are. Nevertheless, it's about that time. So y'all kick back, y'all hit the number 1 button. You know what I'm about to do, baby. You know what's about to happen.
There you go.
These suckers recognize I ain't playing ho. If you violate off the top trick, you gotta go. Out of hell, getting a lot of shit, and I'm about to flip. Now I think it's time to show you bitches who you fucking with.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Before we get going good, I wanna bring about a quote from a famous American poet who was of my generation and who really summed up the generation of women who grew up in the time in which I grew up. And this is those women who were born, I would say, between 1971 and 1976 or 7. Okay. These women are at the point now about 50 years old. But he had a way, and you may know this poet. He's a wonderful poet from Long Beach, California. And his quote was as follows: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Praise God. So now let's proceed. The Riddler says it's just a Hulu doc. It's not like he's going to show nudity. This isn't going to be HBO Real Sex Freaknik edition. Well, brother, these women are ridiculous. Well, I think not, brother. I think that the mere fact that they're going to be out there and, their HR department is going to see what they were doing, that's a problem in itself. Here's the thing. This Freaknik Hulu documentary is going to come out. And I think it's time we had a conversation, ladies. You ladies who are listening, all the lovely ladies, you 50 plus, all the meemaws out there. I want y'all to hear me out. Your children are about to find out who you were. See, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And it's about to get real funny real quick for some of these gender X former tenderonis, okay? 50 years old. If you're 50 years old, that means you were born in 1973, and that would put you right about 19 years old in 1992. That would put you at about 20 years old in 1993 and 21 years old in 1994, which would have been the first inaugural, or not, that wouldn't be the first, but that would have been those years of Freaknik. And so if you're concerned about this documentary, well, you should be. Now, Freaknik was basically, and let me know if y'all listening, and I want to give a little background story to this. All right, I had a little vintage too short playing in the background. But look, Freaknik was basically a hot girl summer for years without social media, of course. And so these women never thought their actions would come to the light of day. My man Deacon Dusty Nuts says, Book of Grudges. Hold on, let's get it. Book of Grudges, thine she-heathen laid upon the iron chariot in a position to receive. Even the city watch negated his duty as he parted with his hands a greater chasm of thin ass than Moses did with the mighty seas of Israel. Hallelujah. Praise God. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Let's get this thing, man. Let's talk about it. But anyway, like I said, Freaknik was a hot girl summer for old bitches back in the day. You see what I'm saying? One thing I think you guys should understand is some of y'all, if you was born in 95, where my 95 people at? All my people born in 95, hit the number. If you was born between 1994 and 1997, hit the number 1 button, baby. I need to know where y'all at. I need to know all my kids, all my people in the chat room, baby. Put your hand in there. Where the 90 kids at? The early, mid-90 kids at? Let me tell you something. Some of y'all about to see y'all mom in them streets, man. It's some HR departments all across the country. They're going to be looking at and watching this Hulu Freaknik documentary. Okay, what I'm suggesting to you old 50-year-old meemaws is this. You might want to go ahead and retire while the getting is good before you get that pink slip. See, those women, it's a lot of them. They're cringing about this Freaknik documentary. All right, because it's scandalous to have even been there. Even back in the day, it was scandalous to have even been there. And now with this generation, woo, you're going to see a documentary about how things went down. Now, the lovely ladies were getting busted wide open in the streets of Atlanta. Okay, it wasn't just dancing on cars. Okay, so they know what they were doing and they know what they saw. So they're definitely bracing themselves and they're hoping not to have been caught doing something crazy. And everybody in Atlanta who was there in Atlanta, y'all know y'all was popping up and you know what you was doing. Y'all need to be concerned too, because now you're doctors and lawyers and you got all these highfalutin positions and you was busting it open back then. So what's the moral of the story before we get started good? The moral of the story is be careful what you do in public because it will come back to haunt you, okay? Now, a lot of these lovely ladies are going to get exposed big time. All of their kids by different fathers any goddamn way. The kids know that they was hoes, and now the whole world is going to know that these is hoes, all right? Everybody in Atlanta, you looking around now, since the word that this YouTube Hulu video came out, you over at your mama house and looking under the goddamn coffee table, wondering where all her pictures went. And you know what I'm saying? You looking now, you like, hold on a minute, where mama pictures go? Y'all better call your mamas now and you better tell her, look, speak now, mama, forever hold your peace. And some of these good church ladies, they got a lot of explaining to do. All right? Time to see how Christian these women really were back in the day. And somebody gonna find out that they daddy ain't they real daddy. Some of y'all might actually be Freaknik babies. Somebody type Freaknik baby in the chat room. Type Freaknik babies in the chat room, okay? Anybody born in 1995 in the southern section of the United States, you might want to go on ahead and get that DNA test. I'm just telling you now. And you're going to have a lot of questions for them single mothers right now, praise God. I want y'all to understand that I'm trying to prepare the flock. I'm trying to prepare the flock now. This is me doing my job. I'm doing the Lord's work over here. All right, all you millennials and Generation X, you lovely ladies, you're going to get exposed for the choices that you made over the last 30, 40 years. And everybody's going to see that you're not the victims, okay? You're not the victims that the liberals have made you out to be. You are who you are. And you've been on some hoe shit for decades. A lot of these women are seriously shook to the core, making up all kind of deflections to avoid having to take responsibility for that ratchet behavior that they consented to while having fun, while being wild and young. Let me tell you something. Before you ladies say, oh, I was a victim, your consent was buying the airfare, bitch. You understand me? Your consent was getting your older sisters to rent you a car so that you can drive your ass from FAMU, so that you could drive your ass from Grambling, Texas Southern, down from Hampton, down from Howard. That was your goddamn consent. Mississippi, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. That was your consent. That you hopping in that car 6 deep, riding up I-20 to get to Atlanta. All right. They went there because they was looking for Pleasure Island. And that's exactly what they got. Let me tell you something. These women, and I'm shutting down the defenses before they even start. If they say, oh, no, we didn't consent, we didn't know what we were doing, that's like me jumping in the mosh pit at some sort of rock concert and getting upset when somebody square up on me and tee off and initiate a fight. You know the atmosphere you were going into, and you was part of it. You consented to be there. Ain't no bones about it. You can't get around that. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were going to get into. Now, just so you guys can know, let me tell you what I expect these stories to be, because these are stories I've heard. I heard chicks was hopping in cars with random dudes, getting it in behind buildings in broad daylight, in alleyways and random places, getting trains ran on them in cars. No tint on the windows. Dudes coming in and out of cars, wide open in the middle of the street. You understand me? If you talk to some of the dudes that went down there, they strictly went down there to beat cheeks. They strictly went down there to have sex with women because they knew the women were coming down to have sex. It was going to be easy, and they was going to bust it wide open. So don't let them fool you. Everybody who was young enough to understand understood. Again, I didn't go to that shit. That shit was nasty. You understand me? My man Drew Dog said, think about this. Photo albums are being dusted off. We didn't have digital cameras back then. People really about to be exposed as these photos are put on the internet. Yeah. Their past is coming up to haunt these women. They act like they did no wrong in the past. It's all the black man's fault. Y'all was hoes. You're unmarriageable. And that's it. You got a whole mentality. Lee Man 804 said there's a picture of Google of Kimberly Elise, Kadada Jones, Trina, and Yolanda Adams at Freaknik 95. Yeah. A lot of queens gonna lose these unearned halos that they've been wearing on top of their lace fronts. You understand me? I got a dude that told me this in the comments section. He said he heard a story, and he actually said he saw it himself. There was a pretty young woman charging dudes for blowjobs in a hotel parking lot, and there was 100 motherfuckers lined up waiting in line. You understand me? This is what these women were doing down there. Here's the thing, fellas. All women's past should be available for men who are trying to pursue them and decide whether or not they want to be married to this woman. Okay? My man Ben Sicko Mercer, unfortunately, I think some brothers might get Bill Cosby over this. I'm going to talk about that. My man Roderick Jackson said they thought it was water under the bridge. They sure did. If you get the hand clap. But again, let me see. Cody Marshall said, remember hearing about Freaknik in the 90s from Uncle Luke, and the 2 Live crew, I remember them chicks shaking their assets on the back of a Jeep. Yeah, these are not victims. These are participants. And you look, man, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's already these Super Saiyan simps talking about, I'm going to let y'all hear some of that. But hold on. All these women's past should be available for men who want to pursue these women so you can decide whether or not you want to invest in this woman. Okay? The thing is, ladies, and I want you fellas to understand that everybody, you can't run through a clean house, right, with a clean carpet, with dirty shoes on, and not expect your rug not to get messed up. All right? Your past is still your past. It still exists. It's still there. You understand me? These women are basically, we're doing streetwalker activities. And a lot of you dudes who wife these women up, oh, I got me a cute little college girl, you're going to be like, damn, my old lady was a whore. You understand me? And you might want to return that one, send that back to the streets. We should not be protecting these women from scrutiny for their sexual behavior, their streetwalker behavior, because this is straight up streetwalker behavior. Oh, man, Be About Peace and Pleasure said, Pastor Willie going to be sweating too. He is too. All of them. You know what I'm saying? You leading the choir, and in 1994, you was leading the motherfucking the whole parade. If we don't hold these women accountable for for these streetwalker, this whore mentality, this whore behavior, then guess what? We all destitute. Young women should tremble at the thought of becoming like these older women who've been leading them and misleading them all these years. This is streetwalker behavior, period. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. I got to queue up some videos for y'all. We got some more stuff to take a look at.
There you go. I like that clap. Not bad to be light skin, huh?
Prison.
Our women, brothers, these same women that you're willing to put your life on the line for. That's the white man's job. He created them. That's why I tell you brothers all the time, if you want a black woman, go get you a real one. Why do you think these women are so quick to side with the white man when it's time to call the police on your black behind?
Really?
Why do you think we have such a high abortion rate? They don't like your black ass.
Really?
Why is there a movement online right now saying abort black baby boys?
A whole movement.
Why are they wearing weave and bleaching their skin trying to look like that white woman? Despite that you tell them they look better with their African selves and their black selves. You damn near got the KKK sleeping in the bed with you. KK Keisha.
Wow.
They're the main ones talking about fighting white supremacy and the main one enabling white supremacy.
Wow, we are.
These same black women talk about the black man oppressing them and manipulating them and controlling them.
What was your mother, Attorney Spurling?
They act like the word submissive is a dirty word.
What was your mother?
On the flip side, for them it's a flex when they go date the same man that looks like the men who oppressed them during slavery and oppression.
Tired of this. What was your mother, Attorney Spurling?
The level of delusion is incredible.
So your mother was delusional.
These are sellouts, brothers.
Huh?
And I thank God that the Most High in this age is exposing them for who they are.
You are trash.
But more importantly, brothers, there's no way you can produce a strong, confident, proud son, a proud African son, a proud black son with a woman like that.
Or a woman like your mother, right?
God has cursed her womb. So only be able to produce the very men that she hates.
You're cursed too, Attorney Spurling.
And that is a horrible place or black male
Oh, it's so
child
horrible. Shut
to
up.
be in.
Shut up.
Welcome back to the broadcast, baby. All right. Y'all make sure y'all hit the number 1 button. You know Uncle D is a villain. They don't like Uncle D out here because I don't have no filter and I don't hold back. And the thing is, they ain't quite figured out what to do with me yet because I don't fall in the categories. They can't call me dusty because I'm clean and a motherfucker, man. That's the first thing. They can't call me ignorant because I'm smarter than most of their daddies and granddaddies and they dirty ass mammies. So ain't nothing they can say about it. Nevertheless, Dusty Nuts, he says some of these HR directors may fire themselves because of this. Yes, they may. Who else we got up in here? Let me see, my man, brother from down under. Check her HOE facts. It's like running a credit report. No victims, just volunteers. And yeah, I ain't forgot about there's a lot of Atlanta colleges down there too. All them Spelman girls. All those girls that go to, y'all was up in it too. Don't get it twisted. I just was talking about the other ones driving in. Deacon Dusty Nuts said, Book of Harlots 5 and 2, alas, thine mad woman is consumed in heathenry. She begs to be protected, yet fails to use protection when her carnal, fiendish heat. Shout out to Deacon Dusty Nuts. My man Blade Runner said, I was there in 93, 94, 95. It was thick in them streets, downtown Piedmont Park, all the clubs, especially Magic City. And for you guys who don't know, Magic City is a strip club, and they probably had amateur night every night for them hoes. But nevertheless, here's the thing. All these toxic single black moms, they call their daughters whores, right? I'm talking about that 50-year-old plus club. You understand me? That 40 to 50-year-old club, the same Freaknik generation is about to be on display right now. You got the nerve to call your little girls whores for having sex, right? Well, now guess what? You got a tutorial that's coming out on Hulu, right? And you can show and then explain to them, your daughters, where they got their whoredom from. You understand me? How mom was one of the best whores out there. See, these young hoes came from old hoes, and they don't want the world to see. And when I say hoe, I'm referring to the biblical term whore. That means a woman who is promiscuous. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the biblical reference. So y'all can get mad at my tonnage and my language if you want to. But you go ahead and get mad at the King James version of the Holy Bible. But we're going to talk about some whores tonight because that's just what Hulu is about to do. And unless we don't start talking about these whores and shaming these whores for their whorish behavior, we as black people are never going to rise up out of the pit of hell that we've come to, especially when it pertains to our morality. So I'm going to continue, and you may not like what I have to say, but it's about time somebody did begin to speak to you in a language in which you understand. Nevertheless, Ernest Ben Israel says, sounds like 2 hours of ass whooping. Come and sit back and enjoy and get some popcorn. Jerome Pence and Uncle D putting them size 14 gators. That's right, goddamn right. I got little baby. I got them with me, man. I'm gonna put them up in their ass tonight, baby. I'm gonna put them gators in them. But anyway, like I said, these young women learned this from someone. They did. Oh man, Your Excellency, like I keep saying, I'm fighting for my sons. Praise God. Keep doing that. These young men now, but let me just, to the young men, I want y'all to hear me. To you young men nowadays, you're lucky. You're so lucky. You're blessed. You're blessed. Because you're learning now how these women really are. You're learning now about the whorish behavior of these women. You're having the truth revealed to you. And you got a chance to take advantage of the gifts that full advantage of the gift that truth reveals. We didn't have that. We was raised that women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and anybody who happened to say bad things about women, especially the lovely ladies, oh, something was wrong with you. But let me tell you something now. It's about to be a bunch of divorce filings coming soon. It's about to be a bunch of DNA tests popping off, a bunch of lies revealed. Baby, you said that you was going to your grandma's funeral or your grandma's funeral, but But your grandma didn't die. Your grandma had already died. I didn't know you that well. I didn't know. You went to Atlanta for Freaknik. It's going to be a lot of DNA tests popping off too. And let me tell you something else, fellas. You young boys thinking about dating these older women as if you're getting something better. These women don't change. These hoes ain't changed. Just like a leopard and a zebra. They can't change their spots or their stripes. They never change. They are who they are. Half of these women are mothers and grandmothers, and they still speaking like whores. And they taught their daughters and the next generation of women to continue on that whorish legacy. Now, before you get started, I want you to hear something. There's a motherfucking double standard that applies. See, I don't mind. I don't give a shit about my daddy or my brother touching on these hoes, but I do mind my mother being one of these hoes. And that's what these young men are looking at. Sorry, ladies. It's not the same. And I wanted to say that before we get started good. Professor Mex says, let the men become more righteous, leave the wickedness. Yeah, man. Now, the thing is, I want you brothers to hear me on something. I want you to sit back. I got to let you know. Because Uncle D guy, I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't tell you the traps that's in front of you. Before you rejoice, I need you to understand that this documentary is going to shine a spotlight on black male dysfunction. You understand me? Hear me. Before you get all happy and say, we finally going to expose these rotten, raggedy assholes, trust me when I tell you they're going to flip the script and they're going to make it as though black men were dysfunctional. And they're going to try to show black men as in the most negative light possible. That's what they're going to do. You're going to put generation against generation, men against women, men against women, and it's going to make these 304s, these 50-year-old meemaws, look like they've been lifetime victims. It's going to totally ignore their dysfunction. This documentary is going to be used like a Me Too hit piece and weaponized and be weaponized against black men. The divestment community of black women, they're already on social media talking about all the numerous sexual assaults that allegedly went down at that event, at those Freaknik events over those years. They're going to allege that all those women, but save a few, were forced to have sex against their will. They're going to follow that up with a lot of Me Too accusations because of, so just understand that that's what's coming. Now, what you need to understand is that there was a small percentage of men who had zero home training, and that's why Freaknik was canceled back in 1999, because dudes was robbing, they was touching women without consent. If I'm mistaken, there was one woman who was RAPE. It just got out of hand, and the city of Atlanta said, we're going to shut this down. Okay? That's what we need to understand. Skirts was getting pulled up, women being touched inappropriately without consent, getting robbed. And they're going to put all that on black men. The sexual deviancy, the crime, all of that. They're going to say it was our fault, the whole thing. They even going to go so far as say there was no consent at any time, and they're going to Me Too this thing. Even though they're going to act like these women weren't out there thotting it up and turning it around, that's what they're going to do. They was thotting it up, acting like whores. They're going to turn around and try to play victim. And they're always going to make themselves seem victim. Imagine this statement in the media. I want y'all to hear this, right? They made me busted wide open in the middle of the day, in the middle of the street in front of everybody. Devin Brooks, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the $10. Did y'all see that picture I put up? Be About Peace and Pleasure said, black girls gone wild. They said they made me do that. As usual, you got women blaming men. But again, what have we learned here from interacting with these brilliant minds here on these internet streets? Women are the gatekeepers of sex, not men. And the only way it's going to happen if the women allow it to happen. So when you hear about all these Freaknik shenanigans, remember these women showed up for it. Now, the thing is, I want you to understand something. I want you to let's go ahead and let some more footage play. Because I want you to hear how they coming at you already. The damn thing ain't even came out yet. And I want you to see how they coming at you. Check this out. And shout out to Brother Tariq Nasheed. I'm getting this off of his Instagram page. Check this out. Let me know if you can hear the sound. Let me know as soon as you can hear the sound, let me know. All right, somebody is saying there's no sound. Let me, I'm gonna run it back because I want you to hear what Mr. Lamont Hill, Marc Lamont Hill, has to say about this whole situation. He is already out front, okay, with his full Super Simp Sayon, Super Simp shirt on, okay, got his cape on. Let's see if we can make this sound play. I want you to hear what this young man has to say. Mind you, he's gonna tell you he participated in the damn thing. So I don't see why he's even in a position. You showed up. You shouldn't even be talking about it. You took your ass in there. Y'all let me know if you can hear this. All right.
A lot of noise is being made about this Freaknik documentary, talking about whose names and faces and voices and bodies.
How's it sound? Can y'all hear it? Let me know if you can hear it.
Are going to show up on this video from the 90s. And most of the conversation is about whether or not women will be exposed on this documentary, whether people's mamas and girlfriends and wives and daughters are going to show up in a Freaknik documentary. And
now this Negro don't even believe the shit he's saying himself. You wondering whether or not people are concerned about whether or not, people's wives and daughters are going to show up. Yes, they goddamn concerned about it, man. Of course they're concerned about it because it's a goddamn double standard. That's why I started off with that. Let's listen to the rest of this foolishness.
And I hear you, but that's the wrong issue. Look,
That's the wrong issue. That's the wrong issue. You got bitches out here sucking dick in parking lots and bending their ass parts and body parts open, busted open. Shout out to Amos Brown. And that's not the issue? Is that what you're telling me? Huh? Like I said, now that this documentary is coming out, these hoes and simps are trying to place the blame for their whorish, hoe-ass behavior on men, the men that showed up. Let me say it like this. If you put bird seed in your yard, don't complain about pigeons shitting in the grass. You understand me? You put a bunch of whorish women out there and say, come get me. Don't get angry when a bunch of men show up. If the women weren't there, the men wouldn't be there. Let's keep listening to this foolishness.
Outside in the 90s. I've been to Freaknik as an aspiring young journalist.
You hear that? You hear this Negro? I've been to Freaknik. So you was there. Your ass was there, frat. Brother. You were there with that debauchery. And you got the nerve to what? Blame the other men? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's keep listening to this bullshit. Shout out to Randy Irwin. And y'all make sure y'all hit the #1 button. And I'm going to put fair use because this shit might get tagged. Let's go ahead.
Covering the story, of course. And when I saw what was, it's not just about women being half naked. It's not about women's hypersexuality. No, Freaknik.
I was there. Let's interpret this bullshit. I was there. And I saw women's hypersexuality. You went because you heard that that's what you was going to see there, sir. You went. You drove your ass out there to Piedmont to see the freak shit. And as a man, as a young black man, and now you got the nerve to try to castigate the other black men who are out there with your dumb ass, your freaky young dumb ass. You are in no position to judge those other men when you was out there. I wasn't in the shit. I had self-respect and respect enough for black women that I wasn't going to put myself in no shit like that and be a participant. Get off your motherfucking high horse, frat brother, my brother. This is bullshit you spitting right now. Hit the number 1 button.
It is about men had a lot.
And you just admitted you saw the debauchery going on. So you, in your own words, you were oogling, right?
To do with male hypermasculinity and sexual violence. Freaknik.
So hypermasculinity is what drug your ass out there. And you got the nerve to chastise the other men, the 20-something-year-olds and the teenagers who was out there being hypermasculine. Nigga, who do you think you are? Listen to this shit, man. Listen to this bullshit.
Is a rape fest. It is a sex.
So you went to the fest. You went there, sir. My man Dusty Nuts said, Book of Grudges. Hold on a minute. Book of Grudges 2 and 2. Shades of pastel big hats concealed the shame of recent past. 9 feet, jumping in joy, now grew weary from jumping in orgasmic ecstasy in her prime. Praise God. Do you hear this hypocrisy? Keep listening to y'all. Y'all hearing this shit? This is y'all do.
Sexual assault fest. That's not the only thing going on out there. I'm not trying to.
What else was going on out there that you saw when you was there, sir?
Demonize or pathologize black people. But if we're talking about the worst parts of actions for women, it was about the disgusting actions of us men.
Of y'all. Don't put me in that shit, motherfucker. I wasn't there. I didn't go to the Freaknik. You took your ass to the Freaknik. Don't put me in that shit. See what I'm saying? Don't put the rest of us black men who knew enough at the time, who were conscious enough to recognize that that was debauchery. You put that shit on your goddamn self, homeboy. That's bullshit. You probably went out there with your whole fucking fraternity line. That's what you probably did. It was the fucking thing to do. Because you wasn't man enough to say, nah, I don't do that. I don't operate like that. Shout out to my man Cody Marc. He says he sounds like a cock blocker. He sounds like a fucking hypocrite.
And so when you watch Freaknik, you don't need to be worried about mama, daughter, sister, girlfriend. You need to be worried about.
We don't need to be worried about the women who have attracted all these ratchet ass, low life motherfuckers like yourself who wanted to come see come look at the loose ass aired out in the middle of Peachtree Street. We don't need to be worried about them. Who do we need to be worried about, sir?
Brother, son, husband, or yourself, and whether or not you were engaged in some of the worst.
That's what you was doing, by your own admission.
Worst parts of patriarchal culture.
Well, you are responsible for that, not me, sir. That you're responsible for that bullshit. Keep listening.
You were part of the worst parts of rape culture.
That's what you were part of, because you were there. I knew better than to be there. Your ass was out there, Mr. Journalist, Mr. Young Journalist. Who was you working for at the goddamn? Who was you working for? Where your pictures at? Where was your goddamn press pass at then?
Misogyny and sexual violence. When we talk about Freaknik and the way we talk about Freaknik, it's a representation of all the problems we have in the society.
No, motherfucker, it's a representation of all the problems that you have because you took your ass out there. Don't put the rest of us in your shit. You understand me? And that's what I would. Don't shift the blame around, motherfucker. That's on you. Y'all hit the number 1 button. We'll be right back.
Prism has come to me with something. So everybody please listen. She's going to be talking at length, but this is extremely important, I feel. So with that said, Prism, you have the floor.
Hey, everybody. I don't know if everybody's aware of what's going on in YouTube. Are you aware? If you are aware of the situation with the attorney, can you please put a 1 in the chat, please?
Yeah, everybody put a 1 in the chat if you know what person we're talking about. If you don't, basically we have a lawyer who's positioning himself to be the next Kevin Samuels. But Kevin Samuels, while people would make fun of him and stuff, wasn't that dangerous. This guy, if he has his way, is going to be. this guy's a problem, and it's something that needs to be addressed.
Shout out to my man, Your Excellence, sir. See where the spine lead? Yeah, exactly. Full of shit ass. Full of shit. Full of goddamn shit. You trying to put that off on everybody. You knew that shit wasn't somewhere you should have been. Now they got a documentary coming out. You got all these simps trying to place blame on all men. And especially the ones if you were there, you have no grounds to say a damn thing. You need to go somewhere and hush your mouth. You understand me? The ladies are saying that men who showed up didn't have their consent. You understand me? Let's think about that. You ladies took your black ass to Freaknik, and now you talking about consent. It's called Freaknik. And now you see, it's not your families you worried about because they already know you're whores. It's your employers, your congregations, your coworkers, your bosses. The people don't know your reputation. That's who you're worried about. And your dumb ass, at least if you had enough sense, you'd do your dirt overseas like the passport bros. Shout out to all the passport bros doing their dirt overseas, okay, where ain't no cameras around, right? Shout out, at least they smart enough to do that. I never went to that shit. This fool is talking about, I went, but blame those other men. Yeah, I never went to that because I wasn't trying to catch no diseases. You understand? And so because of that, I don't have nothing to explain to my children or the public like this clown just did. I was in Louisiana in the 90s, in school. There's plenty of beautiful, attractive women out there. I had no intention nor desire to go to Atlanta. Number one, Atlanta already had the reputation of being a haven for flaming shit. It was gay as a San Francisco softball team back then. The last thing I wanted to do is go to a Freaknik in the gay ass city like that. You understand me? Shit. Are you kidding me? Hell no. Hell no. And for you ladies, you call yourself embarrassed. This is just the first wave of embarrassment. Just wait until these IG models, okay? And these OnlyFans content creators, wait till their kids get older and they get older. Wait till OnlyFans and the premium Snapchat documentary come out 20 years from now. You talk about embarrassment. Think about that. And for the ones who already have kids, wait till them kids figure out how to get rid of the child settings. You don't believe me? Ask Amber Rose. You got older sisters. And having their younger brothers got to go through in school and be embarrassed because the classmates in there showing them like, look, this your sister, nigga, look at your sister right here. Got pictures of her with her ass wide open on the internet right now. And you don't think there's any repercussions to this. Imagine the embarrassment that you brought to your family. Imagine that. But these ladies didn't think about that. They was only thinking about the debauchery that they wanted to enjoy in themselves. They are culprits. They are culprits in this. You're the problem. Here's another question I got. My man Cody March said, Girls Gone Wild series got sued. I remember. Deacon Dusty Nuts said, Book of Grudges 2 and 4. Thine she-heathens, no, bowing and kneeling intimately. It was rooted in unholiness. All witnesses can testify to them being baptized in public as she knelt to her Lord by her own free will. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. You don't get no break. You're a grown-ass woman. And, well, you know, y'all always talk about the past don't matter. Well, if it don't matter, why y'all scared now? Now you risk the chance of seeing grandma twerking naked on top of a car. And now your mind is in shambles. They're going to put you out the deaconess board. That's what they're going to do. They're going to put you off that committee that you on. And you don't know what's coming next. NBA All-Star Weekend, motherfucker, CIAA, Tom Joyner Voyages. Huh? All of that could pop off. It's crazy. Now, let me tell you something else. Y'all hit the number one, but we about to transition. There are really some aunties out there. It's some real life aunties out there. And I put this up earlier. Let me see if I can pull this back up for y'all. It's some real life women who are professional women in the Atlanta area who are sued or threatening to sue these folks for mass recording. They're saying their freedoms are being violated, their freedom to privacy. Here's the thing. The first thing, I don't want you ladies to worry because your ass is 70 pounds lighter back then and nobody's going to recognize you. You're overweight. You big as a house. They ain't nobody going to know you. But nevertheless, the release of Hulu, and this is the documentary, they said the release of the Hulu documentary about Freaknik 94, celebrating its upcoming 30th anniversary, has Generation X up in arms, Generation Women up in arms, Generation X. Many of those college students of the 90s are now in their 40s and 50s and in the prime of their careers. In other words, all those Atlanta University Center, what do they call it, the ACU? And Atlanta University, all you Spelman broads, all you sorority girls, they got your ass turned up and twerked up. And now you got those prominent professional positions. And now you threatening to sue the streaming company and block the film release. What you hiding from? If you ain't do nothing, if you were just standing around looking, what the problem is? Huh? What are they saying? They're basing their concerns on what could potentially be exposed. They are filing a lawsuit in Atlanta's federal court against Hulu. You understand me? The women are saying it's unlawful because they did not sign a media release. Bitch, it's a documentary. You ain't got no right to privacy in the public. It's a documentary. This ain't a movie. It's a documentary. If I go to the goddamn somewhere in San Francisco and I start filming the homeless people on the street making a documentary about homelessness, you can't sue me for that. You know? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. When you go to a football game and then they pan around and show the audience, those people can't sue because the NFL is making millions of dollars. The NBA can't get sued because the people in the stands are being seen. Now, here's the funny thing. The group of women is comprised of one politician and 3 high-level corporate executives and 1 judge. Oh, y'all was hoeing out there in these streets. Now you got your highfalutin positions, but your ass cheeks is available for view. Is that what you telling me? And you don't want nobody to see your butt cheeks? Huh? You shouldn't have been doing it with your whore selves. Probably had everybody around you thinking you all this and all that. And you ain't nothing but a $3 whore cutting up in the streets because you are what you were. Here's another one. According to Media Takeout, one of the C-suite executives, one of those 3 high-level corporate executives, said that there are already videos circulating online showing her in an unflattering light. Oh, showing you out there being a hoe out here in these streets, huh, bro? Let me take it back to New Orleans. Look here, baby. If you was out there in them streets hoeing like that, bro, you can't be mad because somebody put it out there on TV, you heard me? For real, baby. That's what happened, you heard me? That's why you need to keep your tutor where nobody can see you, you dig? That's what's happening, you heard me? What'd she say? She said, I'm married with children, earns north of $1 million annually in her position, and is hoping to block the official debut. And they plan to remain anonymous. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Say, baby, hold up, baby. You making $1 million a year? Huh? And then they got your tutor out there for everybody to see? What was you was doing out there, baby? What was you doing out in these streets? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Anyway, I'm going to put the link in the chat room. We're going to chop it up about this for a minute. I think we got to air this out. Again, fellas, I want y'all to hear me when I tell you this is a double-edged sword. It look good, but they're going to flip the script on you just like old Lamont Hill did, old simping Lamont. They're going to try to flip the script and make this about black male dysfunction, as though these lovely ladies had nothing to do with it. Poor innocent victims. Once again, y'all hit the #1 button. The link is in the chat room. Here's the thing, though, and I'm in all seriousness. We know what we are. We know who we are. And I'm talking to my foundational Black American brothers. I want you to hear me. You know who we are, and you know where we are. And so it's going to be important for us to know who's producing this documentary and what are their motives. Because, see, it can give an audience a distorted view of what Generation X was all about. Do y'all hear me? The link is in the chat room. And I know some of you uncomfortable Negroes don't like me talking about white and black issues, but motherfucker, look, it's always white and black in this country. I didn't make it like this. I was born into this shit. Didn't we just have a whole summer full of riots and shit because y'all tried to bury this black and white thing and it ain't got buried? It's still there, still keep popping his head up. Well, let's talk about it then. It ain't going nowhere. Obviously, it's been here for 500 years. It ain't going nowhere. Stop being a coward. I hate punks. I hate cowards. And so what do I know? I know that the white media never passes up an opportunity to show black folks in the worst light possible. And if they can put black men on blast, they will. You understand me? Nevertheless, if this documentary is not being made by a certain group of black people, I'd be panicking right now. And that's the black people with an eye for what? Fairness. Because I don't want to see another movie that displays negative black images that's promoted all across the world. That's the last thing we need. We see enough of that in the midday minstrels shows every day. You see that right here on YouTube all goddamn day. I try to laugh the shit off, but it's annoying. You got to understand something. At the same time period, you had a broadcast called Girls Gone Wild, and that was mostly white women. How are they going to portray that at its 30-year anniversary? Again, I didn't participate in Freaknik. I knew at the time it wasn't something that I was interested in doing. Never been, never thought about going. I'd be embarrassed because I was raised to have self-respect. In addition, I was involved with the conscious community, the 5%ers, the Nation of Islam. That ain't no shit I wanted to be involved in. Remember, my generation, Generation X, we participated in the 1995 Million Man March. So in 1994, you got Freaknik, and in 1995, you got me and 1 million plus other black men. We marching on Washington. I was there. Now, let me give y'all some facts because I want you to lay this out. It was recorded that the black population was 38.2 million black people in 1998. So that's about the same from 1994. Freaknik was popular from about 94 to 99. And it's estimated that through those years, a total of 300,000 black people participated. That's less than 1%. On top of that, back then, you had black people who were active in church, national conventions, Baptist, Methodist, whatever. So surely you had a higher percentage of young black people my age that were involved in those positive things than this freak shit. Yeah, we had this thing called Freaknik that people went to once a year, but that wasn't, we wasn't doing that. But see, they're going to have you try to distort our image because they don't want you to listen to us. They want you to disrespect the older people. I wasn't in that shit. Nevertheless, I want to get the brothers in here, man. Big shout out to Mr. Allen. Big shout out to Black Samurai. Big shout out to V. Ben Israel. Thank you guys for coming in. It's a lot to talk about, baby. It's a whole lot to talk about up in here. Let me do this. I want to make sure I give a shout out. Girls Gone Wild was a series, got sued. Shout out to Dusty Nuts. Thank you so much, fellas. Y'all, Mr. Allen, man, floor is open, brother. What would you like to add to this conversation?
All I remember from that time, I was too young to go to Freaknik or whatever. But older cousins, uncles, different people on the job sites. That's all. Yeah, man. You know they be doing that. Yeah, it was a bunch of willing women.
Yeah,
they went down there. They took their ass down there because there were men. There was money. There was opportunity, and there was also different substances that were available for their consumption.
Yeah.
So they ain't no victims. It's all volunteers, man.
Yeah.
And being afraid now of your past coming out, that's on you.
Hey,
that's on you.
Yeah, you got your high level position. You a judge. You're a politician. You're a mother. You took your whole ass out there. Who you blaming now for your whole behavior? Dudes got criminal records right now from shit that they did as teenagers. Armed robberies, drug dealing, drug selling, carjacking, and they still suffer for you. You should have no accountability.
Right.
Mitt Romney should have taught you that. Your past always, it's right there with you. Anyway, let's do this. We want to get my man Black Samurai and then be Israel. And look, man, I need y'all to hit the #1 button. I also need y'all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Clearly, YouTube is blocking as much of this shit as they can because Uncle D has been unhinged and unfiltered for about a month straight. And they probably gonna boot my ass off here, but that's okay because like I said, I'm feeling good. I've been walking around with these ostrich shoes and gators all day. Motherfuckers been moving. I've been snapping on them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm snapping on the internet right now. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's get to my man Ben Israel. What would you like to add to the conversation, sir?
Oh man, listen. It's so funny how they don't hold any accountability that mirror up. I was a freshman at South Carolina State University in 1994.
Right. Go ahead.
So I remember this time very well.
Yup. Go ahead.
And these women didn't start at Freaknik. They started at Greek Fest in Virginia Beach.
There it is.
That was the first one.
Then
they came down to the bike rally in Myrtle Beach.
There it is.
Okay, then they went to Freaknik, and then they went to Daytona.
Yeah. Now, don't forget Kappa Beach weekend out here in Galveston, Texas.
It just wasn't one event. They were going to multiple events.
Yes.
Over and over and over again.
And they was
so
doing
to pretend like this was some one-off and they were being exploited is absurd.
Yeah. Again, if you look up Kappa Beach weekend in Galveston, it was the same shit. They had to shut that down because of the debauchery.
Yeah.
They would travel a circuit. It was a whole circuit, and it was always the same one. I'm glad you're here, bro. My man Black. See, a lot of it, let me tell you, you and I about the same age, man.
Yeah.
So I started at Grambling in 1992. By 1994, I was 21 years old. I heard about Freaknik. I'm from South. I want to go see a bunch of hoes shake their motherfucking ass in no motherfucking gay ass Atlanta. Nigga, fuck you. I'm gonna stay here and study. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing that ratchet ass nasty shit. I ain't know what ratchet meant back then, but I don't want to be no part of that shit. That ain't even me. You understand what I'm saying? But
there were smaller regional parties and things, events that were in between these larger events. So I mean, it was a circuit.
It was. Let me get my man Black Samurai in here, bro. What would you like to add to the conversation, bro?
Hey, thank you for having me here, Uncle D. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I was 11 years old when Freaknik happened, but I had a lot of family members, in HBCU colleges, and I seen the videotapes, I seen the pictures, and I was only 11. You know what I'm saying? Like you got grown women still got their ass cracked out, booty holes and cootie holes all out. You know what I'm saying? Now these judges and politicians, and they gotta say, hey, you was out there doing your thing, you just gotta own up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I know brothers that had felonies as teenagers and they can't even find work. And they 30, you know what I'm saying, all the way to their 40s. So you gotta put it like, hey, listen, it's a double-edged sword. Like you can't have it on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like it's the chickens coming home to roost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they getting scared of a documentary. Just imagine all the videotapes that they didn't find. You know what I'm saying? I think we should have a bounty, man. Like I wish if I could find somebody out there with an unhidden videotape, I put 10 bands on it. Got their own documentary on it.
I mean, look at this video right here. Does this look like an unwilling participant to you? Does that look like somebody who is not participating willingly? I see cheeks and smiles. You understand? Let me get a little closer in here for y'all. You see this shit? Does this motherfucker look like in any way? She is not. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that.
With a cop.
It's the police. It's the motherfucking police. You must be feeling real safe. Look at this
feeling
shit.
Great right now, boy. He feeling great.
Yeah, let me back up out of here before I get banned from YouTube and shit up out of this motherfucking man. Anyway,
they already tagged you with some problem.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't. This ain't how I make my money, baby. I'm here to try to get y'all to begin to do the shit I'm doing, and that's speak the truth.
Right.
But anyway, we got Devin, and Cody Marshall, brother. What would you? Let's get Devin in here, man. Seniority, Devin, man. Talk to me, baby. Why is hoes run from? They run from accountability. Like
they do.
I mean, you would have thought that the devil walked in the room and all the angels fled. They running from accountability. Tell me, did they? I mean, maybe I missed something. That maybe I must admit. Tell me why they're the victims in this situation. Go ahead,
man. What is done in the dark shall be brought to the light, saith the Lord. Yeah. And you ain't gonna hide what you did at the Freaknik because people had cameras back then. Yeah, now maybe all the phones didn't have cameras.
But it wasn't even in the dark, Devin. They did it in broad daylight.
I know.
They did it in broad daylight.
They ain't got no shame.
They ain't got no, they just like hookers.
They ain't got no shame out there.
This is not just hoe shit. This is straight up prostitute shit going on.
Straight up.
You
straight up.
My man Cody Marshall, bro, what would you like to add to the conversation?
I was in middle school when this happened, but
yeah, y'all was babies.
Uncle Luke, like I say, Uncle Luke and the 2 Live crew.
Yep.
Uncle Luke and the 2 Live crew told me about Freaknik, and I saw some little documentaries on Freaknik. Girls shaking their assets, and all up in their mama car, and doing it in the park, doing it after dark. Oh yeah, they've been doing it. Yeah, it's coming to light. And they could say they could try to shut it down or sue or whatever, but it's in a public place.
Yeah,
right. It's in the street.
You're
in the right of way.
My thing is this. Okay, we get that, but this is the crossover. Shout out to Dusty Nuts. He says some of our dear uncles are going to storage and digitizing VHS tapes. That's right. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and this is why we talking about this, because fuck all that. Fuck what they do. What this is about to be is another black eye to black men. They're about to flip the script, Mr. Allen. They're about to flip the script and say, no, this is about black male dysfunction. This has nothing to do with these poor women who are just victims. This is what that does. It basically says that women are like children and they should never be held accountable for their actions. It's always the nearest man's fault. You see what I'm saying? That's so here's the thing.
It's Jermaine's
fault. We go about counteracting that narrative that we've seen so many times, because that's what it's going to be. Oh, look what these black men from Generation X did. And guess what that's going to do? Generation X, we a little small group of motherfuckers. We rapped the little rap songs and shit. You know, we had our little saggy pants. Now most of us kind of do our own thing. We're not like the millennials. We're not like the baby boomers. We just a tiny group that came between. We didn't even have a name. They called us X. You see what I'm saying? What's going on is, if you look, we've now taken the lead. We've now taken the lead in politics. We're schooling these young brothers on what the world is and what the game is. And they're going to use that. Oh, all of them was freaks, when it was less than 1% of the motherfuckers that showed up in the first place. But they're going to use that to try to undermine us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I see this being. Mr. Allen, in your wisdom, bro, what are your thoughts? When I know I might have came from left field on that, because I don't think many people figured that was going to be the angle. But who's producing this shit? You know what I'm saying, Mr. Allen? Who's producing it? What's their motivation? And how is it going to be used against black people? You see what Lamont Hill's dumb ass is doing. So you see where they're going with it. What are your thoughts?
I think that in our defense, every uncle, every older cousin that has footage of those events that occurred at that point in time in black men's defense should upload it to the site called Orn Hub. That way, at least we get paid for it. Because, God damn it, we all know what the hell they was doing.
Yeah, man.
We know.
Okay,
But no.
all right, I appreciate it. And the floor is open. Anybody who wants to jump in, jump in. We got to get ready for a defense. We got to get ready for a defense and an offense. They're going to blame us and say it was black male dysfunction. That's why those women were out there. Those women were just out there to have a good time. They weren't there to be touched on and gawked at. What do you think, Mr. Israel? Go ahead.
They never stopped. So even though they shut Freaknik down in '99, and they also shut down the bike rally, Daytona's still going.
Yeah, right. Memorial Beach, Memorial Day weekend, Miami. It's still freaky shit going on. I'm just talking about this particular generation.
Moved into the back page.
Yeah.
No, they trying to
manifest itself there. So this
they
same
trying to
people been doing it. Now we got the sip and suck parties.
Oh my God! Right.
I just saw an advertisement for one here in Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte. They got one next month scheduled here in Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did a good job over the, maybe was it December?
Yeah,
bringing to light what they doing in Jamaica. These are the same hoes though. Like
Uncle D, they trying to bring it back. These younger generation of females, they trying to bring it back. These not the younger daughters and the I guess the grandbabies. They trying to bring it back, man.
They get it from their mom.
The mamas are still doing it.
They get it from their mom. I tell you all that we got a nation full of hoes.
Yes, sir.
This is why I tell you that. See, a lot of people wonder why Generation X people like me are so jaded. You understand? I can't trust these niggas because we've been shooting each other since I was a little boy. I definitely can't trust these bitches because they some hoes. You see what I mean? They'll get you set up to take your baby. You see why I'm like, that's why we got all these black men who aren't married and ain't trying to have no kids. Over 50%, over 40. You see what I'm saying? This is why we're the way we are. Look at what we had to grow up looking at. You think you're going to get your nice little Southern girl and you're going to marry her, and this bitch done went to motherfucking Freaknik 3 motherfucking years in a row with her fucking sorority sisters. Come back with all that shit. They done took a bath, and they still smell like cum stains from half a block away.
Hey, listen, we all know what the sorority girls be doing.
And you run through college, and now you coming out like you a fucking princess of pristineness. This is what we dealing with. You see what I mean? And look, it's not like we talking about honest hoes. We talking about bitches that pretend like they wasn't doing shit, And they were straight up whores.
And that's
doing
what pisses
street whore
me
shit.
off about it.
Not a bitch that just fucked a couple of random dudes. We talking about bitches that fuck dozens and dozens of motherfuckers. She don't know their first name or their last name.
Just imagine
down with this.
Anonymous.
Just imagine you gonna find children that probably ain't their daddies, ain't probably even theirs. And you know what I'm saying? And their mama's gonna try to come out and say, "Hey man, your daddy was probably at the Freaknik."
Nah, man. Let me hit you with this. First of all, Atlanta has always been a rainbow spot. And all that, I don't even date. Bitch tell me she from Atlanta, I don't even fucking want to talk to her. This has always been my thing. Oh, bitch, I'm good.
Skittles.
Bitch, I'm cool. but it's always circulating over there. So they going down there, they getting diseases, they bringing them back to they husbands and boyfriends and they college campuses and shit. You see what I mean? You got a bitch who's down there sucking dick by the goddamn hotel charging motherfucker. It's 100 niggas lined up to stick their dick in her mouth. This is Freaknik. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine what wasn't captured on film. You understand me? I'm just saying.
Take my wallet.
We laughing, right? But these are the women that we were issued. I know. Yes. Ain't that a bit? Broken Blade said, "You chicken heads out of control." Peter Griffin. Shout out to Machismo TV, Simple Shit TV, male motivation content, subscribe, support. Thank you so much, bro. Kobe Costa, Real Black Girl Magic and Freaknik. And these are the college educated. Yeah, it was a college thing too. Don't get it twisted. It was a college girl thing.
Yep.
That's
it was a black answer to spring break.
Positions ready to sue people to get it shut down. This is all spreading of epigenic trauma, aka generational curses at the ugliest. It's in plain sight. Yeah, and they're gonna flip the script and blame. This is too much heat for these hoes to handle. This is they trying to handle this. They're gonna find a way to shift it over. Go ahead, bro.
I already see the post right now. It was an old lady. I think she was at the Freaknik the other day, and she made a comment of a guy that was at the Freaknik that said that don't be surprised if you go down there dressing with skirts with no panties and dressing down there provocative, acting like you ain't gonna be assaulted or something like that. And she tried to say, "Oh, it's the man's fault for doing that." And I tried, and all the men came on her post and said, "Listen, I made a post that said, listen, you know, you don't have the females in the Nation of Islam having that issue.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You got. I said, don't be surprised when you come down there. That's gonna happen at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying. These women are our leaders, our politicians, our judges. Just imagine you gotta go for a judge, and she was at the Freaknik. You know what I mean, busting it open in the van with like 5 dudes, and that's your judge. That's your head of HR.
And
right there.
You know a lot, doesn't it?
And see, here's the thing. Here's the things, fellas. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this: your nation will not rise any higher than the moral. I think it was more like the morality of your women. So if you got women with low morals, your nation is not going to rise higher than that. Because guess what? Men are not motivated to uplift whores. Ladies, I want you to hear me when I say this again, because that's the second part of it. If you're a whore, no man wants to sacrifice his life, his time, his energy, and his money for you. You're a whore. You're a low bottom, street walking, gum on the bottom of his tennis shoe whore. And no man wants to sacrifice his life, which is what we have to do when we marry you. We got to spend our money on you guys. We're not doing that. And so men are the ones that push a nation to rise. You understand? And the men are motivated by the women. So if you're going to be acting like this, you wonder why the black community is what it is. It's because you're not worth it. And let me say that again. Kevin Samuels never said this. I'm going to tell you motherfuckers this. You bitches are not worth it. You're a low bottom horse. You've made yourself out to be whores, and you're not worth the effort. That's why these motherfuckers rather beat their meat and be alone or go overseas than fuck with you bitches. You are not worth it. It's not because you're fat. It's not because you got a bad attitude. You're whores. You're fucking whores. That's the main thing. You got 3 or 4 kids by 4 or 5 different niggas. You got diseases. We ain't even talk about your attitude and your body. You're low quality. That's why these dudes ain't put. There's some good women out there. I don't want to knock the good ladies out there, but they so few and far between. It's not worth it. So dudes rather be like, fuck it, I'll just be by myself, ride around in my nice car. I'll pay for some pussy if I need to, but fuck it. For the most part, I'm gonna be by myself. And then the whole passport thing, bro, thing that popped up and said, all right, well, that's it. That's the move. Anyway, my man Wrench Turner's up in here. But look, I need y'all to get the likes up. Ain't nobody spitting this shit like this. Motherfuckers are scared to curse. They don't want to get dismonetized.
Right.
Fuck, I might get demonetized, motherfucker. But I'm a
ice blowers up in here, man.
You know what I'm saying? And we need to begin to, as men, this is how men talk. You motherfuckers don't like what I'm saying. This is how men talk when you mocha latte drinking motherfuckers with the feelings on your sweatshirt are not around. This is how we talk. You come on this page, it's men talking to other men about shit. Rich Turner, bro, talk to me, man. Talk me down off this clip. Tell me these whores ain't whores. Tell me this whore documentary that we're about to see is I'm just making a big deal out of it. Tell me, go talk to me. Get me down off the ledge. Go ahead.
Freak hoes. Freak hoes.
Pop your ass.
Bounce that ass to your knees, touch your elbows. I'm talking about already.
Blow it up.
Hey hoes. Talk about hey hoes. Here you go. Hey hoes. That's my shit. I love it. Let me stop.
Hey man, glad to be here, man. Shout out to all the brothers on the panel, man. Shout out to
Red Shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if plot twist curveball. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rainbow Coalition was probably behind it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised if they twisted it up. And all of
nasty
a sudden,
heteros.
They twerking to the sound of a Lil Nas X new release. And I mean, I don't put nothing past these people, man. At the end of the day, you called it, right?
Yeah.
If that's the thing about character. They say if you wouldn't do it, if you wouldn't do it in the light, don't do it in the dark. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna push. I'm pretty sure they're gonna push back hard against it. A lot of the D9s gonna really try to get this thing. Gonna really try to go try to put the kibosh on it. So I'm looking forward to it. Though it's gonna be interesting times.
Big bro.
Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know.
You literally have women that have positions of power that were strippers back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your bar, man. That's bust down.
I can't take
That's bust down.
They bust downs, man.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I got me a bottle rocket with an M80 rack shit. I'm about to fire it off for them freaks.
Hold on, here you go. Let me tell you this story about this.
Got an M80 on it.
That bull-dagging, rock-smoking dog. Triple X rated. This is the shit the bitches listen to get
right. I'm gonna blow it up for them hoes.
Any paid motherfucker decide to get laid, yeah.
I'm gonna blow it up for them hoes.
No, yeah. That's it. Come in. Yeah, man. That's the shit they listen to. These bitches' minds was polluted. I'm just trying to tell y'all. I mean, look, man. Look. Let me just. I can't do this no more, fellas. Where's my man Simple Shit TV at? Y'all take this shit somewhere. I'm not about to sit up here. I'm just done. I'm just fucking done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But listen, man. Listen, we got to stop the younger generation. We're trying to bring Freaknik back because they're trying to bring it back, man. And if they bring it back, it's gonna be worse than it was back then. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You know why it's gonna be different though? It's gonna be a bunch of motherfucking dudes dressed like bitches.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bunch of rainbow colors.
Pussy popping.
It ain't gonna be the same.
It's gonna be freaky.
Let me read these super chats though. My man Obi Cole said real black girl magic and Freaknik, and these are the college educated ones. Lorenzo all spreading. Okay, let me see. Maurice Harris, you know what time it is, fellas. Passport time. Gunmetal Guy USA, cuss away, Uncle D. It's glorious. Hey man, I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to talk about it no more. Like, I'm just.
Hey, listen, we tired of it too.
It's the same thing over and over again. They get called out for their dysfunction, and they flip the script, and then we get hit in the mouth. And it's like, when are you bitches gonna accept responsibility for your own debauchery and change? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, when are we gonna be able to talk to grown-ups on the other side of the table? Fuck the table. What do I bring to the bitch? Are you an adult? Let me see your driver's license, because you don't act like a grown-up. Look at this whole, and you got young women who didn't even participate in this shit who are already out there on the front lines defending it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. My man Dusty Nuts Intelligence Memorandum Preliminary Report has the following findings: that the producers of the Freaknik documentary Swirl film based out of Atlanta. Yeah. Look, let me take a quick break. We'll come right back. I need some answers. Y'all got to help me out, baby. I'm just exhausted dealing with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the number 1 button. We'll be right back.
A black male needs to get up and decide to put these black chicks in their place.
Damn, that's huge.
I get it.
You said that black women are messing with your mom, or you say your mom's in the hospital? Oh, they're messing with the country.
That's so.
Okay, all right.
So the black male needs to say, you know.
Well, let me hold that thought. Let me order this food real quick.
To wrestle the black female and tell her and put her in her place. Because if you don't, she's just gonna just, you know.
Right.
She's just gonna, I don't know, she's just gonna, you know, mess it all up.
First of all, our black women are strong.
I know that.
We got strong black women in this world. Yes, indeed. And the black women in this country, in this world, is not the problem.
Yes, they are.
Because when you talk about it, you talk about my black mother.
No.
You talking about my black sister. You talking about my girlfriend. You talking about everybody. Now I don't know what's going on with your mom.
Yes. No, sir.
I don't know what's going on with your mom, but my condolences to whatever's going on with your mom.
You got black chicks that are like that, okay? They need to be reined in. I'm serious.
These ladies over here would love for you to join them.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, you have a nice day, okay?
Favorites: Black Samurai, Ben Israel, Mr. Allen, Cody Marshall, Devin Lockett, and my D-Town homeboy, Rich Turner. Look, man, y'all chop it up for a minute. I'm going to take a quick.
Can I be the first to say, these hoes ain't strong.
Right.
They ain't strong. They just, they get benefits, and on top of that, they begging different dudes for paper.
Mr. Allen, they scared though. They shaking in their boots, man, because they see their $1 million a year job. They see their career go up in smoke when they see their booty hole and cootie holes all out in that documentary, shaking it all out. Listen, man, I was 11 years old when my uncle came home. He was like, hey, he put all the men in the house and we all gathered together and he put the videotape on, man. That's how it was going down back then, man. This was like the biggest thing, like Girls Gone Wild, but 10 years before that. So, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Let them lose them goddamn jobs. Let them lose them positions, bro. Because
Girls Gone Wild was going on in the 90s. It was going on at the same time. That's what started it.
Yeah, that dude from Girls Gone Wild is still locked up, man.
Oh yeah,
that boy is still locked up behind that shit.
Right. But the thing about
after that, it was after Katrina. Then they had crackheads going wild. So they had that too.
When this documentary come out, it's going to be like a nuclear social bomb that's going to go off. It's going to be a whole cascade effect. So if you know they're going to push the blame, the man is always going to be the first one to blame. So we got to come with answers. Well, how we going to answer when they start coming? Because they're going to come for us, man. They're going to start coming for us.
Everybody upload every video you got in your library to show proof. It wasn't no force going on. Nah, that's what these Jones do. It's what
sadly it won't matter.
The whole
the
joke.
fault.
Yep.
It ain't gonna matter what receipts we show them. We got to get out the mindset. We got to prove something to them. They don't care.
We ain't got to prove nothing outside of legal, bro.
We ain't got to have no answer.
Feminism.
But the thing is, they're gonna push the blame on the men, saying, "Oh, they were predators and they were this and they were that."
Bad. Now show Christina taking that $100 for that 100 dudes that was around the corner that she was. Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago, I had some of these Gen X girls on my panel on my channel, and they acting like I wasn't there. I'm like, I've seen y'all doing this firsthand.
They put those blinders on, man. They put those blinders on, and then they act like they're invisible when accountability comes.
Let me ask y'all this. So if the Freaknik video got them all up in arms, well, how do you think it's going to be with social media to say over the next 5 to 10 years? Because they're doing damn near the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we've always had social media. It just has changed different forms.
Right.
It's in high def right now.
The internet has become more readily available, but we had different forms of social media even back then.
But the thing about it is, they're not trying to take accountability, man. Like, they always want to push the blame on the men. That's what I'm trying to say.
We're going to do that.
Right.
That's what I said when I was on my channel the other day. They was trying to blame men, and I'm telling them I was there.
Produce the evidence.
So you was there. They still try to say it didn't happen when you was there. Physically.
I was there. On the
They're going to try to blame you regardless. So just produce the evidence. That way it's there for the world to see. We ain't got to judge each other like personally. No. Let the world be the judge. These hoes have been doing this freak shit for the longest time.
We've been doing for 30 years, trying to show receipts.
Right, because just imagine, that was just the 90s. This was going on way before the 90s, man. This was going on in the 70s, the 80s, 70s, 60s. It was the technology wasn't there. So you got to understand, with the advance of technology, like you said, I think it should be a national registry where we have this 304 library. We can just put everything together and just show these women, like, hey, man, no matter what walks of life where you have in the black community, you got this ratchetness and this debauchery going on. You need to account for that.
Out of trying to show the women something. Get with the brothers and make a plan and move away.
We don't have to show them anything. All we need to do is just get the receipts for the world to see.
We got to do a registry for what? They don't care. No matter what receipts that we show them, it don't matter. So let's forget about it.
You got women CEOs that's making $1 million a year. You got women judges. You got women head of HR. All these prominent, powerful positions. And these women
full of black women that's in those positions.
See, that's the problem. Feminism taught them that they could act wild, and then they could go out and get a bomb-ass career, and then they could go ahead on and land a husband. Well, maybe they got number one, and maybe they got number two, but they ain't going to get number three. And this is what they need to come in. This is what they need to see, full circle. The feminism has sold them a bad bill of goods. That whole you can be wild in your youth and then still get a good man later on in life, that's a myth. That's a lie. And now, them little bricks that you see on the ground about 2 yards behind you, that was the wall, baby. You done hit it. Right. You done hit it.
The sip and suck parties have proved they never stopped doing it.
Yeah, it's just underground now.
Right.
This behavior the whole time.
They never will.
Those are the same chicks that was at Freaknik is doing the sip and suck parties. Same ones.
They never will stop.
The stripper parties, the male stripper parties. They somebody making a cut, booking them events and them gates and all that. When they put them in them buildings and all that, they making there's a lot of underground money being made. Sex sales at the end of the day.
Let me jump in here. Hey guys, let me jump in here for a minute. I want to read this from A Free. Said blessings to Uncle D, blessings to the panel, and shout out to the brother Rich Turner. I just seen some Freaknik footage, and it was him with 4 hoes, 2 pit bull puppies, and a hula hoop. My VHS was too fuzzy to catch everything. Oh man. But anyway, man, shout out to my man Alvin Holden. He came through. But and Diamond Gem 55, he said the 106 and Park generation sweating bullet. Yes, they are. I want you to read this. This was a post. So a dude said, if you 100% know your mother ain't that Freaknik documentary, ain't on that Freaknik documentary, say yo. So we got this response from this broad right here. This is how they coming at you. If your daddy wasn't one of the men touching women without consent, say yo. Here's the thing you got to understand. They're going to try to come at us with the Me Too thing. And what do we know? When a woman yells Me Too, she is absolved of all of her culpability. The bitch sat there on the motherfucking casting couch, gobbled up balls, okay, took the dick like a champ in every hole available, and then got the part, became a multimillionaire star, then turned around and said, oh, I'm a victim. No, you gave up that pussy and them body parts in exchange for that. That was some quid pro quo shit. But because you said Me Too, now you're the victim and you're absolved for all your culpability because you brought your ass from Indiana and Ohio all the way out to California and Hollywood. And you went out there with the intention of becoming a star by any means necessary. You knew what you were doing. You had the mens rea, as they say in the law, but because you yelled Me Too, now you have no culpability. That is what that young woman is saying. Yes, your mother came out there and dropped her drawers down and walked between a group of men, 100 men, and then she got touched all on her girl parts. So my thing is, how do we say no? You're going to be responsible. Your mom and whoever, you're responsible for putting yourself in that position. That's the argument, because we hear it all the time in court. Oh, you can't blame the victim because what the bitch was wearing. The bitch came out with pheromones and a dental thread across her titty nipple and assed out. And then this big savage motherfucker ran up and put a dick in her. But it's not his motherfucker. We knew this motherfucker wasn't shit. We knew she was in a fucked up neighborhood where this type of shit happened all the time. But she is totally absolved of her fault. If we had a panel of grandmas from the 1930s, they were like, no, they wouldn't agree. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When you just jumped in here, I know that's a tough question. Let me read this from Dusty Nuts. Book of Grudges 2 and 1 thine. She heathens on walls have been broken with many battering rams. Many armies in her fleeing of shame. The only wall left was the one she stumbled upon. Praise Moses. Thank you so much, brother. But Alvin, man, how do we escape this bullshit? No matter what mentality, when clearly these bitches took the planes and the cars out there to do the dirt. What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
I think Mr. Allen was definitely on to something. I know that when we started showing all the bamboo tours, suddenly them girls trips and vacations got canceled and them ladies got real quiet. So we need to go on the offensive.
I agree.
Maybe we need to be the ones catching STDs. Maybe we need to have some paternity tests being done. Maybe we need to be, filing suit first. Maybe we were taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that looks like, but I think that's the approach we need to take.
I think part of what we're doing right here is going on the offense. We're calling them out, and we're going to be the loudest. See, all you guys with podcasts, they about to turn around and blame us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you know it, look, I've said this in my book, Sun Stu said, if you know that if the conflict is imminent, be the first one to attack. Tupac said it first. Nigga, bomb first. Didn't y'all remember that? The great American poet Tupac Amari Shakur said bomb first. If you know they're going to attack you, go ahead and attack them first.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they've already demonstrated. They got Marc Lamont Hill. They got these random YouTubers. The divestors already on it.
Yeah.
Attack
the
them.
And the divestors, yep.
Yeah, attack them. Just all this. I mean, the brother Ben Israel came in and pointed out the circuit of whole shit. There was a circuit of whole events they was going to. Let's point that out. Hey, it's not just about what did he say? What did you say, brother? It's not just about Freaknik. What about Galveston Beach? What about Kappa Beach Party? What about
Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach bike rally,
Myrtle Beach, Miami, all of them, man. All of them, man.
It's crazy.
That needs to be the topic of discussion for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Because if you haven't noticed about,
I'm already planning on doing a video on each one of those on my channel.
Yeah, so do that. Go on the offense, fellas. Save your reputation. That's what you got to do. You can't sit back and play defense. No, that's not fair. These not only was a Freaknik, these bitches was okay, maybe she was a victim at Freaknik, but damn, the same bitch is at Myrtle Beach the next week.
Right. Miami the next week.
Like this, brother.
In the riding jet skis.
You know how the girls could afford to go to each one because they wasn't paying. So they
exactly.
They got
simple paying.
They could just hop up with a dude.
Right.
You get flued
out. What we got to do though is like basketball. When you get that rebound, you got to push that rock and attack that basket, man. You can't just allow it to just go up the court and allow the defense to get set. You got to push that ball and attack that basket, man. So that's what we got to do.
South Beach, Miami. That's what we do with that whole Jamaican hoe shit. They was trying to come at Passport Bros and call us hoes. Well, I brought you the motherfucking literature. Look at this fucking book that they reading at Harvard University. Was saying these bitches is hoes, right? You see, you got to go on the offense, and that's going to shut them down. This shit will go quiet. They were like, nah, we can't touch that. Because every time we talk about Freaknik, they're going to talk about us at Memorial Day in Miami. They're going to talk about us at Galveston Kappa Beach Party. They're going to talk about it. Go on the offense. You saw me, Jerome Payne said herpes never needed an airplane ticket. It's just from Freaknik. Oh, God, yeah.
Wild at the vacation Bible schools.
Yeah, black free thinker said, I don't believe in blaming the victim ever. That said, in a scenario where all willing participants, there's no such thing as a victim. Yeah, you jumped your ass on that motherfucking ship. Go ahead. Who else got something to say?
It's hard to be a victim.
I couldn't hear nobody. Somebody say something, and then
I think that was Cody.
Okay, go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, I want to tell you, don't forget Bayou Classic in the 90s too now.
Yeah.
Bayou Classic, Southern and Grambling.
Yeah. It was hot. It was wearing them booty shorts in the cold.
But the Woodies it was cold back then. It wasn't really a whole lot they can do. But Freaknik, all that everything that was going on that southeast Florida coast corner, Atlanta, that's where the whole shit was popping. You see what I'm saying? Daytona Beach, all these different things, man.
All up and down 95.
In the chat room, I'm gonna send everybody over there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Showing up to Freaknik is consent.
It's also hard to be a victim, right? When you in a handstand with a Roman candle shooting sparks out of you.
Look at the video footage again. Let's look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and I want y'all to see this photograph. We're gonna do this for Alvin. I don't think Alvin saw the footage, the actual.
Yeah, we need Alvin, we need you to explain what we're seeing right here, Alvin.
What we're looking at here.
What?
So Alvin came in late. I know you're busy.
Well, I was watching.
Okay, well, we want you to see closer. Okay,
yeah.
So man, Kobe said some educated whole fucking points. We're at Freaknik. Sean Lewis said, "Don't forget the NBA All-Star Weekend. 22 ratchets getting on the U-House." So basically, what we're looking at is an illustration of the Atlanta's the police department officials. And this is not a rendition. This is what the police officers in Atlanta would do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now my thing is, are you the victim? Or it seems like you participating in this situation. Now that's a thick bitch. Look, that's a thick bitch right there. I mean, if I'm looking at the thigh out here, and
she's fit. She is fit.
She definitely. We didn't have a whole lot of big women back in the day. She got the box braids on, which means she traveled there. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see what y'all didn't see the white man over there in the back. Look at the white man over here in the back, minding his business, hopping in this American-made car. But this is are you a victim and somebody ask my mama take the shit down. Here's the thing. That's what you were doing. And so why are you a victim now? You saying you're not taking, is this a child we dealing with? You blaming the police? Did the popos take advantage of you? You see what I'm saying?
Son.
Yeah. Freak Diamond Jim said this Freaknik doo-doo gonna look like Disney movie when the OnlyFans documentary hits in 2040. Hope I'm still around for that epic. Yeah, I mean, it never stops, fellas. It just never stops. But
might be 2030, not worry.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really not. I mean, as funny as it is, these ladies, the lovely ladies, have really been hitting dudes with charges on the. I mean, they hit Mike Tyson with one just recently. They hit. I think they tried to drag Bill Cosby in again. So I mean, if you are anywhere near that place or any of those areas, you should probably be aware. And
get a lawyer. Get lawyered up.
I'm not. I mean, real talk. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like they're really hitting dudes with charges for real. Like for real.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a statute of limitations on those, man. Like I think if they got evidence, man, they could do it. So
yeah,
be prepared.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. This is what I want y'all to do for me. Before you leave, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I hope y'all do that. I hope you appreciate this. But the other thing I want you to do, I want y'all to continue this conversation and y'all come up with the strategies that you need, what we need to do, how we need to go on the attack. Because see, they're already trying to put it on the brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's already our fault. And we can't stand, because I got children. My children gonna grow up. Damn, they didn't do a goddamn thing. Your little brothers, your sons, they're gonna grow up with this shit. So let's get this think tank thinking. Join Alvin over at his after stream. He's going to be talking about this. I'm sure he's got some other topics. Don't depress him too much, Alvin. Don't make him sad. He'll be down here talking and shit.
You
know what I'm saying? G Money said they really don't want to see the documentary Tales from the Trap House. Woo! Right. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bitches do a lot for weed and drugs. They would fuck the dope man. If your bitch got a homeboy who sells weed, he been fucking that bitch in the ass for about 3 or 4 years.
That's your brother. That's your brother. That's your brother.
You better check all your kids, especially if the bitch got the one of them burnt lip niggas. You know them niggas. That nigga smoke and he smoke weed and sell weed. That nigga's fucking all the bitches to show up at the spot. I'm just letting y'all know right motherfucker now. But anyway, y'all join Alvin over at the after stream. The link is in the chat room. In the meantime, family, I appreciate y'all. Look, in all seriousness, this shit is depressing because I really want y'all to understand there's a reason why this shit is popping up.
Yep.
The white media, and I know I got some young people. Hey, you always making everything black and white. Fuck you, okay? Shit is black and white. You see George Floyd get choked out in front of every motherfucker. It's some black and white shit. Racism is not going anywhere. And when white folks have a shot to make niggas look bad, they do it each and every motherfucking time. Let's deal with it. And so what they doing now is they about to drop this documentary, another display of black dysfunction and over-sexualization, black hedonism, and it's going to be a big fucking laugh. You see what I'm saying? So understand it's a machine generating this shit that pits us against each other. We low-key mad at these lovely ladies for blaming us for their whole shit, but who threw the motherfucking meat between the two fucking pit bulls for them to fight anyway? You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand what's the machinery behind this shit, and understand what's the whole point. What are they doing? Why at this particular time? Why the divisiveness? Are they just trying to exacerbate the war between? Are they just trying to exacerbate the war of the sexes because they? You know, this is some shit. This is what y'all want to think about. This is when you want to start relying on the great minds that came before us, because the themes never change. Martin talked about it when he got older and he realized he had integrated his people into a burning house. Malcolm would, especially when he was under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she wrote about it. Neely Fuller, who was still alive, he wrote all the time. Why is this happening right now? You see what I'm saying? Understand the reason, and then you'll be able to you deal with these women in front of you, but you neutralize the source of the problem. You see what I'm saying? So think in that regard. That's kind of that's the exercise I want y'all to try. Because at the end of the day, it ain't these bitches' problems. They've been hoes since the Bible. You understand? They've been hoes since Africa. The question is, why is this shit being thrown out here right now? And why do you have major media people like Marc Lamont, who this motherfucker's got a motherfucker up his ass. He's doing the bidding of somebody else up above him. Why are you now trying to shift the blame on black men? Maybe it's because we're coming into a political season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We get the on.
And I'm throwing this motherfucking lob at you. Maybe it's because they know these niggas is like, we voting for Trump, fuck you. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they're trying to make us look bad. Maybe they're trying to question our judgment. Maybe they're trying to make, you never know. You see what I'm saying? That's something you should, I left that open for you. Y'all should go talk about that. Because remember, there's a reason why black men are being the talk. You got 30% of Negroes talking about we voting for Trump. That's a problem for the status quo. You understand me? So just think about that. Either way, big shout out to everybody who came through. Big shout out to all you fellas, man. I thank you guys. I appreciate your wisdom, your wise words, your patience, and your wisdom, though. That's the other thing. And let me just say this before I go. I think that I have probably the most gifted group of men that show up on my page every night or every night that I'm here, because I'll be taking vacations, fucking tired. But and what it does is, irrespective of the curse words I use, it shows just how intelligent and well-spoken, articulate, and thoughtful black men are. So when they say things like, oh, we have to speak on, or they make it seem as though we have to speak on behalf of black men because they're not qualified to do it. We have to speak on behalf of heterosexual black men. They got gay dudes up there talking about family issues. They can no longer say that, because every night on display here on YouTube, we show them our brilliance. We show them our unity. We show that we can get along. We can sit here and talk, having differing opinions. Y'all saw me do that with what's the little fella now? I forget the Cuban, the black Cuban. You know, I ain't a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't no black.
Yeah, I ain't no black. Yeah,
unlikely.
Even though most of us disagreed vehemently with the young confused brother, we didn't disrespect him. We had fun with it. And I think he probably realized, damn, that shit ain't gonna fly no more. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. It definitely changed minds, because it's nothing that is getting laughed at and humiliated in public like that, and people just not taking you seriously. That makes you have to say, damn, and y'all learn something. Laugh at the motherfucker. I'm not gonna sit up here, just like you don't see me sitting up here arguing with Miss Pearly about racism. I'm not fucking going on that show. What the fuck are you talking? Why would I argue about white people? Why would I try to describe racism to white people who've already demonstrated that they invented the shit?
So who made it?
Why would I entertain let me say some. Why would I entertain a brother who thinks he's white or not black? Like, nigga, I'm gonna laugh at you and I'm gonna send you on your way. You see what I'm saying? Learn that. And you that's being on code. All of us did it. Y'all might not know what code is, but we're on code. You understand what I'm saying? You might not know what the code is, but we're in the culture that we're fashioning here on the internet. We're demonstrating what code looks like. We don't have to be disrespectful. We don't have to resort to shooting and killing. You know, motherfucker, I'll buck nigga, don't meet you. I'm gonna pull up. We don't say that on this channel. You see what I'm saying? But we do talk. So think about that. And that's on display for everybody to see. We're doing something special on this channel. That's why, and Alvin brought this up to me, and I've been saying, yeah, you try. We're driving the conversations.
Right.
This channel right here. And it's not me, it's y'all. You're driving the conversations. And if you're driving the conversations on the internet, then that means you're driving pop culture right here. And it's not me, it's you. Because nobody gives a fuck what one black man has to say. But when all these black men get together and start speaking, and they seem to be on the same page, that's important, because we drive pop culture. We always have. I want y'all to think about the work y'all doing. Yeah. It's not me. Let me say it again. It's not me, it's you. Now, I wish each one of y'all, especially the loud ones amongst you, I wish y'all had your own channel. Yeah. I wish you begin to take over the.
I'm in the stages. I'm in the stages of making one right now. But
I wish Rich Turner, and I really wish Devin had one. He could talk shit all day, smoke weed.
Yeah, I got 3 channels, dude.
You see what I'm saying? But just something to think about, man. But other than that, man, this is Uncle D. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. I humbly appreciate your time. You came through tonight, man. God bless y'all. I do this out of a place of love. Big shout out to everybody who came through. I might take a couple of days off, man. This is Uncle D. I love y'all. But as of right now, man, I'm out, baby. Be cool.
What the fuck did my phone just do?